I said that our next session was going to be a little bit different. We're going to talk about or hear about a practice-related area, but one that has a lot of opportunity, a lot of potential for research and for ideas. So our next speaker is Marcus Botha. Marcus is the PwC African Leader of Tax Strategy and Operations. Before he joined PwC, he was the head of tax risk at one of the four big banks in Africa. He specializes in providing internal assurance on tax risk to audit committees, boards, and management teams, and he assists with various clients with the mitigation of tax risk and assessing the design and effectiveness of internal tax controls. So even as tax accountants, the whole idea of tax risk and tax reporting is a new issue, and there's a lot to learn. So I'm anxious to hear what he has to say. In terms of client base, his main clients are financial services, banks, and asset managers. And Marcus is going to bring a unique perspective because in addition to his work with PwC, he is also a professor. He's an academic. So he teaches and lectures on tax risk management as part of the honors program at the University of Pretoria. So he'll be able to bring insight from different perspectives. So join me in welcoming Marcus.
Hi, I'm Marcus. So before I start, I just want to find out, did someone find a roaming mic for me by any chance? Or am I going to be stuck at the podium? Please, if you don't mind. And then if I stand down here, then hopefully everyone can still see me. We'll test that theory in a second, just so that I keep you awake. While I wait for the mic, maybe just something interesting. I ride various equestrian disciplines. Hello? Is it on now? I ride various equestrian disciplines, and I'm also a qualified track and field official. And this was before the time when, before Athletics South Africa got into all the trouble that they're in today. Hopefully that makes you feel a little bit closer to me, and we can start a more interactive and nicer conversation here. Which brings me to apologies. I apologize that I do not have an agenda because I don't want to create expectations and I don't want to have a very structured agenda to run down point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I rather want a more open conversation with you so that we can try and marry what's happening in the practice, which I'm going to tell you about, with what you are doing in the academia side of things. So that was the one thing I wanted to mention. Then secondly, I apologize that I do not have a bibliography, and I did not use the Harvard method of referencing. What I did find very interesting is, I don't know if this was planned, but there was kind of a theme coming out of all of this, intentional or not, but I picked up on tax morality, behavior of taxpayers, and maybe I'm exaggerating slightly on this, but a need for research topics, which makes me very excited to talk to you about what's happening in the market today, because I can probably, 45 minutes is not very long to talk for, but I can probably keep you busy for 45 minutes just giving you a list of things that students can research in this area. Now, the first thing I want to just show you before we start is just like a little slideshow I put together. The date on this is 2011, and it's intentional. I'll tell you in a second why. Okay, I'm just going to stop it there, otherwise it goes on forever. I did this in 2011. Some of those stats I have updated with recent figures, but we are in a bit of a very dark, dire, kind of a black hole situation out in the market, and there's a big gap between the